want to address in general. Like a lot of people have like a big voice, and or even a voice in general. And when you put something on Twitter, you can't take that back. So please, like if somebody says something and you hear something, Angela, I see you. If somebody says something, like just try to verify facts before you go spreading them on Twitter, please. You know what I mean? And if you don't know, feel free to reach out to me and ask a question. If you have a question, feel free to reach out to me and ask a question before like tweeting something or whatever. But Angela, what's up? Angela? All right. Anybody else have a question? Sam, we'll get you back up. You was hot micing.
Enhance.
And I just want to address this. So early on in the project, we decided that we didn't want to have any marketing wireless. It was a group decision made publicly between everyone in the team, and that was really championed by Rover because. He was like, look, people do the marketing wireless, and you have like, I'm not going to say the name, but like a situation like we seen before where somebody leaves with a dev wallet and they didn't put in the work. So we designed this contract. Hambone, I'm gonna get you up here in a sec. We designed it very early on, so we wouldn't have that. But one of the things we did do, and we did state this publicly, is that the team did split a portion of funds after launch. This was public. Most of those funds went to reimbursements to Martin and Rover. Rover, who put up a shit ton. Rover and Martin both, who put up a shit ton of funds to get us a very good launch. Um, so shout out to them. We put funds that reimbursed the team. The team did receive a portion of those funds or whatever after reimbursement. The majority of those funds came from the Not Safe Moon marketing wallet. All right. Any other questions? Hey, we got some people up here. So if you got Diablo, you got any questions?
Nah, man, I just wanted answers from Ryan, and I don't assume he's coming back. I guess.
It's the same thing, and everybody says like, oh, I don't want to go into it, y'all. It's just been the same circle, but what I mean, y'all got Sun Moon. What's up? Sun Moon, Sarah, I see you. Hambone, I got you. Jen, you got anything else you want to add?
No, no, no. I think I got my answers.
All right, Jen.
I had my hand up, but I'm gonna take an opportunity to talk. Anyways, um, I'm super sad, with how the project ended up because I know, Jared, you were super excited about it. Like, I believe you even quit your job, like your actual corporate job, to pursue flavors. So I know that you put everything that you had into this project, and I'm really, really sad that it didn't turn out for you. But I think that there's a lot of potential still there. I loved the idea. I thought it was a great idea. Um, I love your passion. Like, you're such a good guy, and I'm really sorry that that happened to you. Um, and hopefully, you know, other things will turn out. And I don't know. I mean, it's just disappointing because I thought it was like a really great project, and it sucks that there was a bad apple in it. And now we know though. But yeah, I'm sad.
Bad apple is a whole goddamn bad barrel. Holy shit!
Sam. Let me get Ricardo up. Sam, don't get me talking about safe room.
Booty, listen. I'm gonna get some flack for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway because you know how big kitties roll. There's always room in the army for someone like yourself, and a lot of people in flavor. When shit's hitting the ceiling, I remember when there was the big double dips that we had in December. You know who was? A lot of people from Flavor were stepping up and explaining to people that fucking Bitmark went rogue. You know what I'm saying? So we're one family. You know, seeing another project not be successful hurts everyone. You know, and this is fucking grimy. You know, I thought Ryan Dunn was Mr. Fucking I make videos. I know how to talk about uh LP, and he was the LP Godfather. Apparently he was the LP Godfather, literally. You know what I'm saying? So it's some bullshit. And I'm sorry, sir, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no, that's yeah, no, you're right. Like when one project fails, it hurts us all, you know. I'm just so sad. Like I'm literally so sad. Like, yeah, my money, I don't even know what flavor money I have. I honestly, I don't check my wallet, you know, like I was in the project for long term. I believed in the project. I never pulled out, you know, my initial investment. Um, but I would still be in the project even if you decided to keep it going. But um, I don't know. I truly believe in you and your passion, and I don't think you should let this, you know, stop you from pursuing your project. Um, you know, I think you have a lot of people and a lot of friends here that support you, so don't worry about it.
Hey, Booty, I know some scholars you can definitely replace day one. You let me know when you're ready, because you know I got some European scholars we need to whack, if you know what I'm saying. So I'll talk to you on the down low.
Listen,
Is
listen.
is there is there a possibility that maybe I'm like maybe and maybe Diablo could fund this, but that there could be an actual yacht that could be rented, possibly in the Gulf of Mexico, and we'll just get everybody involved. We'll get them on the yacht, and we'll play Among Us, but like for real, for real.
Oh no.
Bro, it ain't
Yeah,
gonna be me funding it.
I saw that movie. It was called The Titanic. Didn't work out too good. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, I literally left my flavors in to the very last second. It ain't gonna be me funding that yacht.
Diablo. Yeah, Diablo put a lot of money in.
So then, but
I can
you're
afford
okay,
it. I can
but you're
afford it
okay
easy.
with the Among Us concept that we should definitely do this like live Among Us. Get
Man, I
Ryan
would love to do
involved.
this live Among Us, man, but y'all gotta watch out. If I bring Miss Diablo, y'all all getting whacked.
We could do the Texas snake pit fight.
Yo, Booty, people laugh at me. I was gonna start up a coin calling it Cuckoo Cuckoo. I'm gonna holler at you. You tell me what I need to do to make sure it's successful, okay?
Don't hire Ryan Dunn.
Yo, listen, Sam. I love you, but I gotta be honest, man. I just really been feeling your ops, man. I don't know, man. Chris Harris has a spark, bro. And I,
Listen, I don't talk about that crypto Nazi. He can go to hell. All right. His mother dropped him a couple times on his head. You can still see the bumps on his head. He still lives with his mom, and all of a sudden he becomes a crypto guru. Okay. Until he writes a book about how to love your mother, maybe I might listen to him about crypto. You know what I'm saying? He can't even spell cryptonomics. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Don't even mention that guy's name. You just insulted me.
oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm losing allies as we speak. All right, well, fuck it. Might as well let Jeremiah up. Go ahead, Jeremiah.
Holy shit. Mr. Fax? Yeah, bring Jeremiah up here. Because he loves to ask questions, doesn't know the answer, and then says facts. Well, you didn't know the answer, so how do you know the answer you got is facts? That's what I want to know, and Jeremiah won't answer that question. Go ahead,
Their
bring Jeremiah back in.
their sources say so.
He rugged himself.
All I'm saying, don't hold the space ask questions and then say facts. That's like an oxymoron. You know what I'm saying? I
Sam,
try to
stop.
ask them that
Sam,
question.
stop. Just stop. Just stop. All right. Oh my God. Where do I start? Mr. Jarrett, how's it going, everybody? How's it going? Oh, everybody's quiet. You know, it seems like you have
Baby
a
Doge.
swap and liquefy problem to me. Um, no offense, obviously I'm cool with a lot of people up here. Diablo, much love to you. But Jared, geez, man, it seems like it's the big elephant in the room. It seems like you guys are reaping what you sown, flavors.
I went. I get.
Think
Okay,
about that. Just
explain
think
that.
about it. You don't even have to think nothing. Just
No,
think about
just explain that.
it. Well, I mean, geez, man, you guys flooded Safe Moon for God know how long. Swap and liquefy, right? And then you turn around and you seem like you have the same problem. Money is stolen, and you were saying this about Safe Moon, and it turns around, it's your own people. I don't know if it's
So
you, I don't know
we
if it's
had the
Ryan, but somebody
we
got
had
the
the
money.
same we had the same. So okay, so just following your logic real quick,
Okay.
Jeremiah. So we had the same problem at Safe Moon. We called it out when we were in Safe Moon, and we're calling it out
You
here.
did not have the same problem. Now, you know what?
Wait, Papa wasn't taking money out of Safe
Hey,
Moon.
listen. Hey, yo, you did not have the same problem. You know what? It's just so funny.
No. I'm just I'm just asking.
Hey, I'll tell
They
you
wasn't.
one thing. Somebody took the money. Somebody, where the money at, Jared? Who got the
Baby
money?
Doge.
Is it Ryan? Is it you? Is it who? Somebody got the money.
Oh, look, I'm 100% with you. Somebody got the money. It ain't me, bro. Look, it ain't
I mean, they
me. I don't have. So, but look,
go ahead.
Jeremiah,
I'm listening. Hey, you a smart dude. Go ahead,
this
man.
one of
Go
them.
ahead. I'm listening.
No, but
I'm
this one of
listening.
them cool
I'm
things.
listening.
This one of them cool things, and I definitely want to use you as an example here, right? Because I just got done talking about people, putting stuff out in the atmosphere, right, without kind of having any idea
I
of
laughed at that too, by the way,
what
when
they're
you said
talking
that.
about. Yeah,
I
now
laughed at that. I said,
100%.
how ironic
Like
for him to say that. But
you
go ahead.
could go, but you could go. I'm gonna tell you why it's ironic, right? Because it's the same kind of like the bullshit that Ryan was saying. Like it's all too complicated and it's all too difficult to see, right? You kind of lead in that same when you put out misinformation just based off of I heard a burner account say this or I heard somebody say that. When you put out misinformation based on that, you're propagating the fact that like people could literally you could go look at the blockchain. You can see like I don't have access to withdraw tokens from the creamery. Like that's in you can see that. You can see that on the blockchain. So one of the
The
things that
only
like
thing you can
one of the
see
things
that this was going
no
to
no
happen a mile away when y'all started that project. Now I think I put out a tweet.
nah.
But
I get what
go
you're
ahead. I'm
saying.
sorry, I didn't mean to
I
cut
get
you
what
off.
you're saying. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying, Jeremiah, and that's fair, right? But
right.
to for everybody else, you know what I mean. That's on the blockchain. You can look at the wallet that I use. I only use and intentionally use one wallet to interact with the contract, and that's a conversation that I had with Ryan. You know what I mean? Like there's no need to be making personal transactions out of a wallet that talks to the blockchain. So you could go look at that. Ryan Dunn did a really long report. A member in Safe Moon did a really long report. Rover did a really long report. So like everybody, like I know there's like a lot of narratives and a lot of questions, but if you take a look at the blockchain, and you take a look at the report, if you don't know how to look through the blockchain, the report will help guide you. Will help guide you through it. You know what I mean? All three of
So
those reports together will help
let's
guide you through it.
speculate, bro. Where do you think the money went? Where do you
Nah,
think
bro.
the
Say
money
that
went?
shit for the water cooler, bro. Yo,
Yeah. Have you shown up?
I'm about to get Chris Harris as a co-host up here, so he can take care of y'all speculators. Get out of here.
So
I would pay money for Chris to come up. I
Yo,
wish he'd come up.
call Chris. Somebody call Chris. I gotta keep the safe when people in check. I need Chris.
I
Uh,
can't call Chris till I call John
well,
first. Chain of command. Chain of
I
command.
got the next best thing here. Black Chris Harris, also known as Don Billy.
Whoa, you just called Don Bailey Chris Harris?
It's Black Chris Harris.
I think we need to invite Papa. Where's Papa?
Well, bring Ginger while you're at it. Might as well bring Ginger too. Why not?
Listen, this is the type of shit. Like they're during this process, you know what I mean? Like people were saying like crazy shit, like Ryan is Papa, like they just switch out beards and shit. Like this is this is like I'm not listen, this is the type of like craziness, but like I just want to keep it to the facts. I know a lot of y'all wasn't holders of flavors. I did want to give Jeremiah a chance to be Jeremiah up here or whatever because I do at least deserve that. Don Billy, what's up?
What's going on, my man? Yo, so wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Perfect. So this is like my first time like I've like heard about, what's been going on, but this is like my first time speaking on it. So I just want to say a couple things if that's okay with you. So
Yeah,
the
that's fine.
first thing is and I'm just going to ask questions. I'm not going to make any conclusions. I'm not going to draw anything out. I just want to just ask some questions that could potentially benefit the DeFi community as a whole. So if you were able to go back to the beginning and do it again, what do you think would be a better choice? Tighter controller developers or better security practices in place to protect the liquidity pool?
Higher Papa.
I think yeah, I think absolutely is better security practices to protect the liquidity pool. I think one of the main things here is that it wasn't that to understand because Ryan wasn't taken directly from the LP, but he was taking tokens that represented a portion of the LP, if that makes any sense. But if I could do anything better, it would have been more me. Even up, when the questions were raised by the community and I brought them to Ryan, I didn't expect that Ryan Dunn was taking money and cashing it out like personally. You know what I mean? Like that shit just really never crossed my mind until when I asked him to answer for the transactions. He began to get like hostile instead of just saying, "Hey, this is what happened. This is what these are for." So when I provided him that spreadsheet of the transactions, I just literally thought he would go, "Oh, this is for this is for that, this is for that." You know what I mean? And instead, he just kind of got hostile and like ignored the question. So I would say more so than both of those is probably like I would be less complacent.
Understood. And then, so a question for the way in which you organize like development of the project. Did you pay your developers in fiat, or did they receive like flavors or
Nah, we
BNB?
paid our developers. All right, so Ryan, everybody, nobody got paid in tokens. Everybody got paid in BNB. So that was part of the contract where that transaction would happen, like that. And most of the fees out of the marketing wallet really went to development. You know what I mean? We wanted to develop projects. So we get on this thing. I think Rover talked about it earlier, right? Where the tokenized marketing, we're going to projects, and you know what I mean, they're not really receptive to paying money. You know what I mean? So one of the things that we realized early on is that we had to kind of build ourselves up in terms of holders and things like that, in order to really be attractive to other projects. And the way we chose to do that was through development. You know what I mean? Like our D app, the way it looked. You know what I mean? The way it functioned, it wasn't cool. You know what I mean? There were days, and our holders knew this. There was days like the pictures wouldn't change on the drips or whatever, and we really felt like that was a key component of building a community and making things better. That kind of development, investing in the NFT side and things like that with the platform that was built out. You know what I mean? We had developers on board for that. As far as like, I learned a lot of mistakes with developers. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm happy sharing because I know a lot of people here probably want to have DeFi projects and stuff like that. Like, I was really passionate about having like a team of developers. I thought that would really help us, out and help us kind of push forward with everything that we wanted to do. The problem with that is in hindsight, I wouldn't really pay developers to work full time. I would pay developers to
Like per project?
per project, man. I made that mistake because I wanted to hold on to developers because again, this industry is very competitive. You know what I mean? Like all the project owners sit on the stage and we kumbaya and stuff like that. But don't make no mistake about it. Like, this industry is very competitive, and especially when we've all come in, like, just to be honest, we just all came from Safe Room. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. You know what I mean? So we all kind of share similar a similar base. You know what I mean? With same friends, same circles. You know what I mean, and things like that. So the projects in this space are, naturally very very competitive. You know what I mean? So it was my idea that I kind of wanted to, hang tight on the devs when we found them. I don't think it was the worst idea. It definitely didn't work for us because one of the just the communication was lacking, and in order for it to work, we kind of needed, our we kind of need our main dev to step up and oversee everything else, and that really just wasn't how that wasn't how it worked. So we wasted a lot of money. I don't want to say wasted because we got development, but a lot of development could have been streamlined, if we had a dev who could, do like the project management part and even provide some technical assistance with working with the contract.
Okay, and then so the last question, actually two more questions, but I'll give you both of them so you can kind of answer both of them. Would you agree that having like a project manager who's efficient in code is probably more valuable than having a dev team um, that is incapable of communicating? Number one, and number two, was there a situation where you wanted to accomplish something with the contract or with the project that the developers told you were impossible?
So for number one, yeah, project management is project management is key, man, especially when it comes to developing. Um, And so definitely you would need a project management person who knows code, and like a full stack guy, right? Because you got to deal with a lot of different type of developers, and you need a full stack guy that knows code, right? Because otherwise, a developer can tell you he's doing something, or you know what I mean, something takes this and takes that, and it might not necessarily be malicious. We had we had one developer that when we came out earlier with some products that we wanted to make. We had one developer we hired, said he could have it done in a month, and just kind of like dragged his feet on it, and then when we finally called him out on it, you know what I mean, and shout out, this was one of those times we had Ryan in the meeting to say, hey, this is what's going on, and Ryan looked at the code. This guy had copied a portion of the X and Barshid's NFT contract. You know what I mean, and uploaded it to the GitHub. But you know what I mean. This was
Hey,
this was
hey, Booty, did that developer have a big long ass beard and look like a gnome? Just checking.
no, he didn't. I don't know. Maybe he did, but he copied that. You know what I mean. This was somebody who like came with a lot of reviews from the community. Like, people were inboxing me saying, yo, this guy's good, reach out to him, he's great. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And it's not against him. I think he had a basic understanding of blockchain. He could make you a contract. He could copy and paste something and make you a contract. But I don't think he could do the task that we needed him to do, and that cost us time and money. So, experienced project manager who's involved and knows code is key. That was your first question. Can you repeat the second one again?
Was there a time in your position as the CEO of a crypto project where you had a objective that you wanted to reach or something cool that you wanted Flavors to do that the developers said was impossible?
Nah, man. We had some really cool stuff in the works, man. We had developers from outside of this community and outside of like Solidity, working on ready to work on the back ends of things. And nah, man, I never, man, never. I hope I wasn't giving them like impossible shit, and he was just like, blowing smoke up my ass. I think that there were some things like we had like the two devs that we hired to redo the D app. There were some things that weren't. I'm not going to say they were impossible. They weren't easy to. They weren't easy to do, and it's another one of those communication breakdowns because of stuff. They didn't come and sit with the team and tell us, "Hey, this is not easy. We can't do it exactly the way that you asked for it to be done." That was another thing that wasted time, but that would be the closest thing to what you're saying.
So Booty, why did they have a hard
Here, real
time if
quick,
they were
Sam.
cutting and
Sorry,
pasting?
sorry, Sam. Just real quick. I have to leave, and I know Sam. That's probably important. I just wanted to say this before I jump off. I would really like to thank you for giving those answers because not too often do we get to learn from, and I'm using this word lightly, but from a mistake in the DeFi community that could help make people who want DeFi projects better. So I would like to say thank you for that. And at the same time, and in the same vein, I'd like to say I think it's important that the questions that we're asking are moving us towards a productive endpoint, as opposed to, and that's as a community, as opposed to, harboring on negative. I honestly think that a positive outcome from the DeFi community is, taking from this situation, learning from it, knowing who to trust, who not to trust, etc. So
Hey,
thank you for
Don.
those answers.
Hey, Don. How can you sit there trying to be objective when you sit in Chris Harris's space and you see him crap on people, and you're talking about singing "Kumbaya"
I'm
in the
sorry. Hey,
crypto
Sam,
ecosystem?
Sam. I sit in your space too. So let's
I
not.
never see you in my space. You must be using a burner
Hey
because I
guys,
never see you in my
I don't want
space.
to. I don't want to turn this
So
into an argument between two of you. Don,
yeah.
those were really good questions. And so I thank you for asking those questions because those are questions that are going to add value to people and people in the community. And there was definitely a lot of lessons learned here, and a lot of things that I learned. Starting the project that I never ever considered before. So any more questions like that are definitely welcome.
Oh hell
Yeah,
no! He needs to
I'm
save that for
Well,
Chris
gonna go
Harris.
ahead
Cut
and
the
speak for
bullshit.
everybody else with the elephant in the room. You're explaining to yourself that you were no way, shape, or form to be a CEO of a company like this, and you're messing with people's money. Next thing you know, you're gonna tell us that you reached out to Mr. Crypto to get billboard notifications out. This is ridiculous, man.
yeah, thank you. I'm not going to sit here and say I was in no way, shape, or form, and nor did I
If you
imply
have
that.
to use the word blockchain over 6 times in one sentence, you know nothing about a blockchain.
All right. Well, I wasn't. I wasn't. I don't. I'm going to assume that, like most people, you don't either, Eon. But what I will say is that. There's a lot of lessons learned, right? Like, if you were to sit here, I don't know if you've run a project before or not. You're obviously on the burner, but if you were to sit here
Definitely not
and
a
tell
burner.
me your
And you know
idea
nothing
of
about project management either. Yeah,
if
that's what you
if
think.
you
That's
were
the thing. You have to admit to yourself and everybody, all you have to say is I was never in a position to run this. And I screwed
yeah
everyone over and they lost their money
Have
because of
Have
it.
you tried to launch a project or a
yeah
coin
that's
or a
what I'm
token?
saying,
Hold on,
Eon. Do
Booty. Hold
you
on, Booty. Hold on, Booty. Hold on. Have you tried to launch? Have you had the balls or the ideas to come up and do something for in the blockchain crypto space at all? To
The
have somebody have the audacity to come up here and try to talk shit about somebody who has put everything that they have into this fucking space for the community. I won't sit idly by and listen to that bullshit, and that's just facts. And if
Yeah,
you want to take it to my DMs, we can definitely fucking do that.
Yeah, he
he
dropped
dropped
off
out. He dropped
stage,
out.
and let me just address that because like yo, it's a lot of people that sit around here and talk and you know troll and things like that. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather not spend my time doing that. Like I'd rather spend my time in productive building things, making shit happen. Shit, guess what? You know what I mean? Yo, sometimes you fucking fail. You know what I mean? That's just the nature of anything. Any great product or service started with a failure somewhere. So I mean it
Yo,
happens.
You know what, Captain Booty?
yo,
Listen, bro, I
Jared,
commend you
Jared,
for your fucking failure, bro.
let me,
You and your team, and I say this with the most respect. I do honestly, and I hope you guys take all these lessons learned and you make a greater product.
yeah, let me chime in here, Jared. Right, so this guy wants to talk about project management. I have 20 plus years of project management. I work for a multi-billion-dollar organization. I launch global products on a quarterly basis, global consumer products. Right, so from a project management standpoint, I have a PMP certification, and I take offense to that because this isn't a project management scenario. This is the fact that you're dealing with a developer, right, who had zero recourse and zero. He looked out for only himself. This was the fact that this guy sat in spaces with us here, sat in Discord and said, "Oh, I'm on welfare. I can't afford my medication." And as soon as the money started flowing in, he dipped. He started getting money, and we never saw him again. He failed to show up for meetings. Guys, I have flow charts. I have flow charts. We have third party developers that we work through. I negotiated a contract with a third party China supplier to bring in mining equipment for a future project for us here. Like we had stuff on the roadmap. A lot of this I spent out of my own time and money, right? So I inbounded $9,000 worth of mining equipment myself to stand up for this project. And the issue is not a project management perspective because I have the documents, I have the business cases, I have the flow charts. I can show you the calendar where we had meetings with all these vendors to secure the future of this project. But what it came down to is one selfish person that didn't want to play ball. One
Hey,
person.
let me speak to that real quick, Mark, because this was not a project management issue. This project wasn't even dead whenever this was found. Okay, if anybody wants to say that this project was rugged, it was rugged by its own community, and it was rugged for the safety of the community. Okay, Jared got a large amount of the community into a Discord and said, "Hey, look, we can't get a hold of Ryan. We have some questions about some transactions. We don't feel it's safe for everybody. If you want to get out, we're no hard feelings. Take your money if you want to be safe." So for everybody sitting here saying that this was turned into a scam and you ran off everybody's money, that's not true. I left my money in till the very end because I support these guys and I believe in what they're doing. But I didn't have to. They warned me. They warned everybody. They said, "Look, we can't get control of our contract back. There's some shady stuff going on. And if you guys want to dip, no hard feelings." That was the most stand-up thing I could think of any project to do. So I don't want to hear this. It's a rug. It's a scam. I came in here to screw over a community. That's not what happened. They looked out for the community every step of the way. And even with that, they weren't thrown right under the bus either. Whenever I asked Jared about it, as a very large investor in this project, he came to me and said, "I don't know if it's shady or not, but I do know I'm not getting answers. And that's why I'm warning people." So I think there's a lot of misconstrued lines that are being drawn here from both sides because this thing spiraled out of control. It isn't where it started, for sure.
Yeah, and that's a valid point, Diablo. I want to say that the first and foremost thing was to try to manage this on the back end, right? So it doesn't go without saying that we tried to talk to Ryan, we tried to regain control, we offered to pay Ryan off, we offered to fly to California and have a conversation with Ryan face to face, all of which he declined. He didn't answer. He ignored, and it got to the point where we had to say, "Hey, at this point, we've exhausted all of our options. Short of me hopping on a red eye flight to California and banging on this guy's door to hand over the contract, he wasn't going to do it."
100%, 100%. Slick Rick, what's up?
Yeah, man. Like I don't know. Like I said, I was always here to represent the community and you, Jared, as a whole. All of us. We pretty much talk to each other almost on a regular basis, and I was all about the community. And to be honest with you, looking back, maybe I should have said something, I mean, maybe my words wouldn't have said nothing, you know, or maybe someone wouldn't have listened. But I don't know. I always thought Ryan was a shady character. I mean, ever since they denied him at Safe Moon and then he made a not Safe Moon token. I mean, I don't know. He just seemed like a shady character in the beginning, and then when I got seen him on board with you guys, I thought maybe the guy had like an epiphany and he was gonna be, you know, an all right dude. So maybe maybe I should have just said more too as a community member. Like, this guy's just no good. I mean, I always thought he wasn't, but I went with Flavors because of you. I went with Flavors because of the community, because we had a great community, and you know, for this to happen from one guy just being a scum and trying to ruin, you know, a special project like Flavors, it's just messed up, you know. And I
Yeah,
can't say anything. I can't say anything bad about you, Jerry. You're a great guy, and the other team members, you know, from what I seen in this community, they're great guys too. So it's
yeah.
just sucks that
To what
one
you
rotten apple, you know.
to what you're saying, and you know, even going with Ryan back when I say from right, I think one of the things that we discovered is that you know, Ryan is about justice, right? He has a strong sense of justice, but that sense of justice is aimed at himself. You know what I mean? He has a strong sense of justice for himself. So even looking at the safe wound, not safe wound thing, you know what I mean? Papa ignored his email, and you know he took up a crusade. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of us and a lot of people kind of took that as, you know, he had a general strong sense of justice. But I think what I learned throughout the situation is that his justice is for himself. You know what I mean? And you know, sometimes he takes that justice, that sense of justice, and applies it in ways that we would not, like regular people would not. You know what I mean? So he may see something as justified that he did. You know what I mean? I think one of the, you know, Ryan gave his kind of, you know, conclusion for everything. But when me and Martin had him in the call and we pinned those transactions down, you know, he didn't put up a fight about any of them. He didn't say he did. You know, none of it was true. You know what I mean? Like he did state that, you know, he wasn't sure about the number. You know what I mean? But he didn't put up a fight about that. And he also in that call that we had, you know, was just, you know, what did he say, Martin? He said, "I gotta eat" or something to that.
Yeah, that was his exact words. Was, hey, you know, I have to eat too.
So these you know, these things that we're bringing up, you know what I mean, like, you know, we had him one on one, you know what I mean, and that was his response, you know what I mean, and you know, we said, well, you got to also, you know, kind of justify these transactions or say what it was, because I had to return to the community with an answer, you know what I mean. So for me, again, for one last time, like at that point, it became either tell people, like, I wouldn't invest my money, like, if I would have whispered to anybody and said, "Yo, you know what? I think the developer out here is taking tokens, is draining the you know, money from the LP." You know what I mean? You would pull your money out. Everybody would. Nobody would feel safe. You know what I mean? And if I would have told anybody in this community, for all the shit I'm getting from a small group of people, if I would have told anybody in this community, if I wouldn't have told anybody in this community, and you know, it would have came out later, because there are people that can read the blockchain. Most of them can't. Most of them won't. You know what I mean? But you know, there are people that can. And if it would have came out later that, you know, hey, Ryan was taking all this money and I just sat back and didn't say anything, you know what I mean? Number one, it's something I wouldn't do, but number two, it would have been a fucking disaster. So, you know, we had to make the best decision.
And it wasn't done lightly. You know, I'm when I tell you that it was me and Jared going through 29 different wallets, 15,000 transactions over the course of what felt like almost 2 weeks, right? And labeling everything out and putting together all the information to go back and say, hey, explain these transactions and what they're for. You know, it was not a hey, you know, we're gonna crucifix Ryan and say these are the transactions you need to answer for these, and he just refused to. He blatantly refused to. You know, he gave the excuse that it's too complicated for people to understand, and when in reality it's not. You know, it's pretty black and white. You can see the transactions.
You know what, Marty? I mean, someone that does not speak on, if you're asking them a question and they're not answering it, even if he doesn't have the actual answer, you know, because maybe he didn't do it, but if he did do it he should be accountable for. He should definitely said something to you guys rather than the things that he did say. It wasn't enough. It wasn't an answer, in my book.
Hey, Booty, I think you bring a lot of credibility and you're a perfect example of the sweat and blood you put into a project. You definitely bring credibility to crypto. I know you do. And you're only as good as your weakest link. And in this case, the weakest link that we had on the team was an asshole. But I will offer you something that no one in this space will offer you, assuming I can make this happen, because sometimes I can. I will talk to Chris Harris and tell him he needs a partner that's going to bring legitimacy to After Dark, because that fucking circus drives me nuts. But I think if you were on that panel, you would keep him honest. Maybe smack him every now and then when he's out of line. You know what I'm saying? You could definitely bring Safe Moon over. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, listen, what I mean, I think that look, it's a lot I can do. I got people, uh that are asking me to do a new project and kind of reinvigorate this project right now, and that's a lot. That's a lot to ask in this in light of everything that happened here. Again, flavors could that's another thing that we walked away from, right? Flavors could very well be a success, right? Ryan could go ahead, he didn't rug the last of liquidity. The project still runs. Ryan could go rebrand it Ryan, and take it to the moon. You know what I mean? So you still have people that believe in it. There's people that's still holding. You know what I mean? They won't say that they're believing because of Ryan, but they are. Most of them are not safe moon holders. But it is, it for me, preserving the capital of everybody that put a hard-earned money in. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line of it. You know what I mean? I definitely learned a lot of lessons. I don't like the end of a project. I don't like the end of a project. You get a lot of people yelling at you who had like $10. You know what I mean? I can't. I'm telling y'all, I'm getting yelled at by people who got airdropped tokens. You know what I mean? Never bought flavors in their life. They got airdrop tokens. So I mean, there is a frustrating part of it. In addition to, what I mean, losing money that I invested into the project. You know what I mean? Which we had a lot that we wanted to do. We invested a lot of money. We thought that things were going to go our way in the end, and it didn't. You know what I mean? But that's what it is, man. I really just need time to kind of wind down. I know you seem like me, kind of wind down off of social media. You know what I mean? I have been responding to some trolls. There's a small group of people out here that want to keep the narrative going. You know what I mean? And want to make a big deal out of it. You know what I mean? And a lot of them are in this room. And I want to say to you, fuck you. Fuck you, like I don't care. And like that's from the bottom of my heart. You got people mad about things that don't have nothing to do with flavors. People that don't hold flavors, they're mad about things. One of the big things was my decision not to take a moral stance on Papa coming to X Mooney. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is the perfect forum to address that, because I got a lot of RBTC burner accounts out there, blowing the situation up and trolling. I didn't feel like I was in a position to make a stance on that. I had a lot of people around me asking me to make a stance, and when I sat back and I thought about it, you know what I mean. And I tell you the same thing I told them. I said, if I got to take a stance against Papa, I got to take a stance against y'all too. You know what I mean? Because my feelings haven't changed. You know what I mean? So, that's where I was at with it. And
Hey, Booty, let me ask you something.
go
Someone
ahead.
controversial like Papa, he's not controversial. People make him controversial. And it just blows my mind that people talk out of their asses like they were toilet paper next to him sitting on the porcelain, as if they know him that well, and they don't. They don't know him at Safe Moon. They didn't work with him at Safe Moon. They don't know shit about what he's
That
working on now. And yet
100%.
and yet he gets a bad rap. And this is true with anyone. Why are people talking shit about someone that you're not even you're not even the same room, the same state as this person on a project, and people are quick to blame the scapegoat when it's convenient for them. Now I know there was some history in the genesis of Safe Moon, but who gives a shit? You
I
know?
think that I
Like
think that I
I'd
think
like
that
to touch on that for a second if
go
I
ahead.
can. I was never part of any sort of community when I first came in here, and that's why when I first came in, I was in a bunch of different communities. Pre-launch, we all put a flavor in front of our name, and we had people lashing out at us, cursing us out, praying for our demise before it even started. That's a problem. When there's that sort of hatred, you could say, or when you wish that upon people, that's just wrong.
Agreed.
And there's no place for that in this space. If someone points something out, factual or not, what happened to a project, that doesn't mean you're wishing it to fail. And that's not where it should be. That's not where we should be. So when people are literally preying on your demise before you even launch, that's a problem. So that needs to be addressed in this space. That's my opinion. Take it for what you guys want. But when we're being cursed out for putting a dessert in front of our name and getting blocked and from people we've never even spoken to, and it's wrong. It's just wrong.
Yeah, and you know, but it's a lot of those kind of narratives running around, right? And if you see my posts are like, hey, like where'd you get that information from? Like people are posting information, just false information. You know what I mean? I had Crypto Bully who, was supporting me. He's out here putting, oh, you paid yourself 100K. Like where did that information come from? At what point does like their responsibility to put out information? Because somebody like him who people trust will take that information and and run with it, even though there's no, you know what I mean? Like if I don't know, I haven't read what Ryan said, you know what I mean? But I haven't paid myself 100K, and I haven't seen any information or anything to that extent. So when we just put out narratives like that, like yo, it don't matter why you doing it, yo. You can hate me, you can hate flavors, you can hate the church, you know what I mean? But putting out false information isn't just detrimental to me. You know what I mean? Like okay, like it's detrimental to the whole. It's detrimental to the whole space because people take things like that and they run with it. You know what I mean? Like and they run with it. So you know what I mean? I just want to like while you got people in here, like be responsible. Yo, if you don't know something, ask a question. Ask a question.
Amen.
It's kind of how the whole P church thing started. I used to sit in spaces, you know what I mean? I was Safe Moon Maxi #1. Half of y'all think y'all Safe Moon Maxis, y'all don't know. You know what I mean? I was a Safe Moon Maxi, a Mr. Crypto Maxi. I was in the whole thing. If you was a Safe Moon Maxi earlier on, you probably was a Mr. Crypto Maxi too. So like, you know what I mean? Like and then finally I just started asking questions. You know what I mean? So for everybody, like ask questions. If you don't know something, ask somebody. It's not embarrassing. Shit, I still ask people. I got people that I trust. I go to if I don't know something. You know what I mean? I got people that are wizards when it comes to transactions and things like that. And guess what? We'll spend hours looking through them, looking through these things together. You know what I mean? So even if you got an agenda, if you mad at me because some shit was Safe Moon back in the day and shit. If you're mad at me because if you RBTC and you mad at me because I didn't take a stance against Papa, no matter what it is, no matter what you maybe just don't like me, shit. You know what I mean? Like still, that doesn't throw away the right to be responsible and to say responsible things and not to launch accusations and things that are foundless. Dred Roberts, what's up?
Stack them.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Booty, Diablo, Shinzo. I know I saw you in here. Papa popped in here earlier. Look, guys, let's face the facts. Ryan Dunn called everybody in here unintelligent. He said that all of you were incapable of reading code and understanding how DeFi works. So he said, I am in control. I know what's best for you, and you just need to give up and let me dictate what goes on from here. Do you think that that sounds like a competent leader? To me, it doesn't. Booty is here. He started a space. I have not seen Ryan Dunn do anything like that. And it should speak volumes to the majority of you. A huge problem in this space is just this huge circle, this never-ending snake eating the tails of the other snake, just circle of drama. And A lot of you who are influencers in here, and like David G, I saw Papa in here again. Like it was really nice to see him in here. But these people who are ambitious, they're trying to move on. They're trying to create new ideas and figure out a way to help DeFi prosper. Do you think that we're going to get anywhere by being in this big circle of drama where we just can't move on and we're just living the same day over and over? All I can say is I've seen what Booty is doing and I've seen what Ryan Dunn is doing. And if you use common sense, you can figure out who's in the right. And if you guys are unsure if you can trust Booty on his word, don't listen to what Ryan Dunn says. Despite what he says that nobody is capable of understanding code, you guys can do it. Anybody in here can do their own research, learn basic coding, look at transactions, and figure out where this problem originates from and come up with the results. And, you know, DeFi Mark was in here earlier and he was like, hey, I'll figure this out. It can't possibly be that complex. And hey, we all love DeFi Mark, dude. He's the shit. He's a genius. He's fucking amazing. We all love Mark, okay? Shout from the rooftops. We love him. And he'll figure it out. But in the meantime, everybody in here is capable of doing the exact same thing. Don't sell yourself short and don't act like you have to rely on these super smart individuals to be able to figure shit out. At the end of the day, this is you guys' investments. And you have to protect it at any cost, even if that means stepping out of your comfort zone to learn something. And that's really all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm not going to let any burner accounts up. Yo, if you got something to say it with your chest. You know what I mean? Like, come on your account. And
Yo, at the end of the day, the sun goes down and the moon comes out. Bing bong.
Bing bong. Zach, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? I've been listening since the beginning. I just want to put a little bit of logic behind this, right? Because I don't know why, but it seems to just be skimmed over and over again. Everything is on the blockchain. These 7 transactions that you brought to light, they can't be just bought, right? That's the stupidest excuse I've ever fucking heard. It's not bots. It's literally a transaction that attaches to it, tells it what happens and where it came from. Like, you know, it's just dumb. Clearly someone is in the wrong and the fingers only point in one direction. I reviewed Rover's documents. I've now reviewed Ryan's. It's all bullshit at the end of the day. Someone is responsible for this, right? Everybody, do your own fucking research. It's not that hard, right? It's really not. Booty, I think you're doing it right. You know I support you. It's all bullshit. I think Ryan's a liar.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
And that's the deal, man. It's kind of hard for me to kind of like go through, like, you know what I mean, this shit, like, you know what I mean, and you know people saying shit, and I'm like, yo, it's all on the blockchain. Like you got and you know, you get the guy comes up here and says, "Oh, you said blockchain 6 times because we ain't fucking DeFi. That's the whole purpose of the blockchain. It's literally a fucking ledger that tells you what happened. This is part of the whole trustless thing, right? Like you don't have to trust me for a transaction. You can go see it for yourself. Yes, does the blockchain tell everything? No, it doesn't. There's some nuance, right? But to even have an opinion before you're looking at it, you know what I mean? Like that's the problem. And you guys are capable, and everybody here is capable of you know, figuring it out and looking at it. You know, somebody told me today from one of the burners that, you know, oh well, you know, this is why regulation needs to come in and they need to regulate. I said that's the laziest fucking shit ever. And that's why we got regulation, and that's why in places we don't want regulation because people too fucking lazy. You know what I mean? So like there it's there. You know what I mean? Like it's there. Now if you need nuance on it, what you see in there, then fine. But to be in this space, and especially to be a leader in this space, and to be you know, just putting out like, you know, bullshit, or you know what I mean, like I'm telling you guys, and I've been saying this for a long time. I'm not saying nothing. If you listen to me talk, I'm not saying nothing I haven't said before. You know what I mean? A lot of the people that stand up in this space and call themselves DeFi and leaders of DeFi and got crypto in their name and shit, they don't know shit about DeFi. They don't know shit about crypto. You know what I mean? All they are is a fucking clout chasing talking head. You know what I mean? And don't be like them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look, they don't want you to know how to read the blockchain. They don't want you to know. They want you to be as confused as fucking Ryan, as confused as Ryan wants you to be confused. You know what I mean? Like, and they like narratives. You know what I mean? And guess what? If you are in line with that, which a lot of people are, let's just be real here, a lot of people are. If you are in line with that and that's how you roll, and you can't do research for yourself and you can't look into it for yourself, you're probably not going to do well in DeFi, period, no matter what you invest in. Because in order to do well in this space, you have to know what the fuck is going on. You have to know what the fuck is going on in this space. It's not cut and dry. It's not what it looks like. It's not what the people that sit in spaces want you to know or what they're telling you. They're telling you shit that's going to make them fucking money. They're telling you shit that's going to push the fucking narrative forward. They're not telling you shit that you need to know to make the best decision for yourself. D-Gens, what's up?
Not a whole lot.
Yo, and out here listening to influencers, you got people like Barry Sanders. You think that he could have easily jumped on one of these projects to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? But instead he went with Rocket Mortgage. He stuck with his lane. He's over here making ads, letting you know that Rocket Mortgage is a Super Bowl squares. It's where you go for your chance to win. He's like, I'm not messing with this blockchain stuff. Y'all out here with your funny characters on, you know what I'm saying, on Twitter all day in the spaces talking all that rah-rahness and what's going on, huh? Does anybody know? It's an immutable ledger. You cannot change the blocks of the mind. That's why we out here providing that security.
You using Rocket Mortgage?
No.
Yo, D-Gens, you had a point you wanted to make, bro?
No, I was just asking. He said he uses Rocket Mortgage.
Nah, I said Barry Sanders is out here. He's promoting it because he could have easily just been an influencer coming to the blockchain space, but instead he's stuck in his lane. He was like, yo, I don't know nothing about this blockchain. Let me go ahead and make these ads for Rocket Mortgage.
And that's a fact, and that's a fact, and you know, a lot of these influencers in this space probably need to go to Rocket Mortgage or Geico or you know the General or some shit and talk about that shit because maybe y'all know that shit better. You know what I mean? But like misleading people out here with a tweet, like you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of responsibility. You know what I mean? It's shit I say on my profile, and it's shit I don't say. Like you know what I mean? You know like. It's real. Like it might seem, it's Twitter, right? It's Twitter to it's not. It's Twitter to it's not Twitter. So everybody got to be responsible, you know, with their words and what they say. You know what I mean? Especially when you got people who follow you and you've you know drawn an audience that respects you and trusts you. You know what I mean? You could say something because you're ignorant, and people could take that. People could take that for words. So I think
I
everybody
mean, like,
has their
look,
responsibility.
you got people out here that trying to call, you know, what's on the charts. They're talking about Head and Shoulders. Meanwhile, these people out here with straight up dandruff. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now.
But on some real shit, I mean, Booty man, you helped me a lot. You know, in my time in DeFi, trying to learn things, and you know, I actually talked to you over the phone, man. You are a genuine guy, and you know, for people to assume things, you know, they don't know yet. I mean, you definitely helped me on times that I needed a little help to figure out things, and you were there, man. And I appreciate that. And you know, there's a lot of other people that people have been hating on in these spaces that I noticed that they actually are the people that are helping me. I mean, DeFi Marked helped me. You know, Thomas helped me. Other people like that people are hating on have been helping me through this time of learning and everything. And you know, when I got hacked, you know, and lost all my tokens, you know, Thomas was there. You know, Mark was there. You know, all these people that people were fudding, you know, on Twitter, you know, and hating on them, they were actually helping me. Like, you know, try to solve my problem, you know, that happened to me. You know, that's a terrible thing to lose all your tokens, you know, and you know, I'm sure if I would have called Booty, you know, he would have helped me too. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to say here, that you are a victim of a scumbag that came into your project, your company that you know thought was going to do real good, and he made this happen. So it's not Booty's fault. You know, he's a genuine good guy, and that's all I can say.
I mean, I've been around these spaces for a while to see enough of you guys together to like we've done this song and dance over and over and over. I mean, that's just my thoughts on everything.
Thank you. Well put. Final day.
Yeah, I got a question. So is the general consensus that Ryan did this?
I don't think there should be a general consensus. I think you know throwing I guess pancakes at walls. We can do that all day long.
Okay, I think the general consensus is that the information is on the blockchain. A lot of people did research. If you go into our Telegram, there's all the research. There was research done by members.